Love him or hate him, you can't discredit Joe Rogan's talent to sniff out if someone's gains are natural or if they're, lost in the sauce. So naturally, Joe has had some thoughts about the Liver King too, and a new JRE episode might even reveal the King's new secret. Here's what's up. Crystal Ball and Cigar Njiti, two political commentators, join Joe at the table. You might know them from their YouTube channel Breaking Point. Like most of Joe's podcasts, the conversation ventures into a variety of topics. But one thing stood out: Liver King's suspected steroid use. And although Rogan himself is used to controversy, this time Liver King was in the spotlight, and that light has been shining at him for a while now. Yeah, it's slowly getting bigger and brighter too, and when it's too late, he'll realize that the light was actually a meteor on its way to crush him in true ancestral fashion. That recent JRE episode has definitely been slightly controversial. People obviously either support Joe's take or go as far as to be against him even bringing up the issue. Regardless of what they think though, it's clear that Joe isn't going to stop talking about this anytime soon. The steroid debate has been going on for a while now, and it's not exactly one-sided either. The Liver King has had a few things to say himself in his reels or shorts and whatnot. Like in this one video, he gets his blood work done by a doctor. The doctor is, of course, played by the King himself, who reveals his test reports that only say one word: primal. Yeah, it's corny, I know. So it makes sense why people are getting tired of this back and forth. It's like beating a dead horse. But one thing in the podcast still managed to catch me off guard: fake abs. In the podcast, the group discusses King's recent ab surgery. Honestly, I didn't even know that was possible. There was definitely something off about the King's physique, sure, but I thought that steroids would be the end of it. I don't know about you, but getting abs implanted in your stomach sounds a bit too grotesque to me. According to Rogan, achieving such a physique is nearly impossible unless you're a 22-year-old with god-tier genetics.
Yeah.
Naturally get that way.
Yeah, you can naturally get that way if you have superior genetics and you're in your 20s.
There are some natural guys that I follow that are effing jacked, he said. But it's a different kind of jack. That guy's a juiced up jack. I think something's going on with his abs too. And GD was thrown off by the abs too.
There's some natural guys that I follow that are jacked.
Yeah.
But it's a different kind of jacked. That guy's a juiced up jacked. And it's hard. He also, I think something's going on with his abs too. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe
the surgery?
Who wouldn't be? The man practically has bricks under his skin. Rogan's stance is that he doesn't specifically know the details, but the Liver King doesn't exactly have a clean track record. Joe also recalls how he and Derek from More Plates, More Dates called King's potential steroid use from the start. Well, I called it. I didn't cover it, he said. That guy is on the sauce, 100%.
Anyone who's willing to lie about doing steroids when it's so obvious to anyone who understands hormonal optimization and steroid use and like that More Plates, More Dates guy, Derek, who's
Love that guy.
I love that guy.
And for the record, all this isn't just about a bunch of dudes figuring out if another guy is natty or not. In the podcast, and GD talks about a sort of crisis of masculinity. This might be at the core of the Liver King phenomenon, and this might be the reason why we'll keep seeing many Liver Kings pop up for years to come. The problem lies in how masculinity is represented and has been represented for decades. It's those representations of, say, power or success that incentivize a sort of need for a Liver King. When modern idealism cripples a man underneath the economic burden, the first escape he sees is to antiquity. That return to monkey meme holds more weight than you'd imagine. It literally perfectly encapsulates the modern man's disillusionment, and GD says that the Liver King is a perfect example of someone who is making use of the current cultural climate. And this is why Rogan calling out things like steroid use is important. It's not just about the Liver King. It's the image that, when internalized by men, especially young men, will always prove to be extremely toxic and detrimental. The King's lifestyle isn't something to be sought after at all. It's just a super elaborate marketing tool for ancestral supplements. Benefiting from fragile masculinity isn't exactly unheard of. but this man is literally selling people pills containing dried cow liver and dried bull testicles, and he's been making bank. The King's Kingdom, his Instagram and TikTok accounts are followed by more than 5 million people. They showcase his ripped body, supposedly built solely through grueling workouts and regular consumption of raw beef liver and testicles. Even Joe himself acknowledges in the episode that the king does put in the work. You just can't get and maintain a body like that entirely by juicing up. His 9 ancestral tenets, though: sleep, eat, move, shield, connect, cold, sun, fight, and bond. They sound kind of cultish to me, at least, and all of that posturing did come to bite him in the end. Today, the king is also a defendant in a class action lawsuit. He could end up having to fess up to $100 million in damages. In December, he admitted to his primals that his cocktail of roids had been costing him $10,000 per month. Now, let's backtrack to November for a bit. Derek from More Plates, More Dates showcased emails shared between the king and a bodybuilder coach in a video. They detailed his plans to blow up on social media, and the plan, in retrospect, wasn't all that bad. Lane Norton, a coach with a PhD, came across the Liver King's Instagram account when it had a mere 15,000 followers. That number then went up to 800,000 right before their eyes. To Norton, the king's appeal was his simplicity. He appeals to the masses because he presents basic, strong statements that lack nuance. As overwhelming as topics about health can be, the king breaks them down and makes them more palatable for the average mind. Could this be chalked up to just another social media health trend? Sure, why not? But this is still deception, very lucrative deception. There is a lot to be earned in marketing a solution to the modern world. The entire health and wellness market is worth more than $1 trillion. On TikTok, that ancestral lifestyle has over 23 million views. Liver King told GQ in May that his company pulls north of $100 million in revenue annually. He's even built a network of wellness advocates along the way. It's like there's an Illuminati of liver eaters at this point. So, a new testosterone-fueled wellness expert will surely enter the scene. Okay, I guess I made all that sound a bit too dramatic. You're probably thinking that, hey, this isn't the end of the world. And you're right. To fight misinformation, an increasing number of qualified professionals are embracing social media. Despite the fact that they remain the minority, it may assist to halt the spread, at least a little bit. They're also consumer fatigue. People are tired, very tired. This makes them more attuned and hesitant to believe anything they read online. At the end of the day, fitness influencers are a lot like DJ Khaled's album. They take up valuable Instagram ad space, and they keep hinting at a sinister they that is out to get you. But instead of a few songs with a few too many features on them, they try to sell you expensive vitamins, equipment, or a special mixture of dry cow organs. So, who will be the next naked caveman? And what will be his traditional solution to our modern problems? I guess we'll find out.